Hello everyone. In this video, we will create our first server using Node.js and Express and create our database using MySql. In my example, it will be a database for a login form. Then we will connect all of them together in order to get more information about Node and Express and how to use them in coding. Before we start, we should make sure that we have all the needed resources downloaded on our devices. So let's start with XAMPP or XAMPP. In XAMPP, both of them are correct. In order to be able to use MySql, you should download XAMPP. Or if you are using Windows, it can be downloaded on Windows or in Mac OS. But if some people have any problems using XAMPP on Mac OS, go for MAMP in this case. Also, you have to download Node.js on your devices using the nodejs.org website, and go for the recommended version for most of users. You have also make sure that your server or your MySql server is working on your local devices. So go to the folder where you downloaded your XAMPP. In my case, I've downloaded the application here inside C. Some of you, they might download it inside the program file. So click on XAMPP folder and go scroll down to find the XAMPP control exe. Click it and then try to make sure that the Apache MySql start, so that now you activated or you started the server on your local device. There are 6 ways in order to create our server, Express server. First step is to create a directory in where we can put, we will put our project files, and then we have to create, we're going to create JavaScript file, the index.js, and then we are going to initialize npm to be able to install the Express package in this directory that we created in step 1, and then we'll be able to use the Express package to write the application using JavaScript inside our index.js. And finally, we can start our server and see what happens when we try to send a request to our server. Let's go through these steps together, step by step, and create our first Express server. So let's start with our first step, which is creating our directory, where we will save all our project files. So inside Visual Studio Code, we are going to go to Open folder, and I've created a folder called Node.js. If you did not create it yet, you can click here on a new folder and then rename the folder whatever you want. Select this folder, and now we have here this space where we can start doing our project. So the first thing to do is to create the first file, which is index.js. In this index.js, we're going to write all the code of our server. So to make sure that everything is on track, let's check that our node was installed correctly. So let's go to view and open our terminal and go and type node-b. And in here we can see that we have the latest, or almost the latest version of Node. And as I mentioned before, that the second step is to initiate npm, which is the thing that will allow us to keep tracking all the things that we're gonna install into our project. So to do that, we should type npm init -y. And you see, after this command has been finished, or this process has been finished, we can see that a package.json file was created. This file will allow us to keep track of all the things that we are going to download to our project, including Express. And now we need to install some stuff inside our project, including first thing we're gonna install Express, MySql, the Express as I said, to start our server, and MySql because we need to connect to MySql with Node.js. And to do that, let's type npm space I. I is a short of install, and let's type now Express, and then MySql. Let's hit enter. It will take some time. Now, okay, great, done. I think I've missed something also, which is dot env, env. What is this? This is where we create our sensitive information. So if you are creating a form and you want to include sensitive information inside this form, that this form will take data to the database. So you need to download npm. You need to download dotenv.env. To do so, let's also npm space I and then dot env. And also we are going to download HBS, which is a handlebar, and HBS will be the template for our HTML. So HBS, and let's hit enter. And now after this is finished, let's save. Let's add node, create the script called node moon. Sorry, not create the script. Let's create install the node moon. So I will tell you what this node moon do. Let's npm space I and then dash save space node moon. Okay, hit enter, and I will tell you what this node moon is doing. So node moon is to make sure that every time we make changes to our file index.js, the server is going to restart automatically. What do I mean by that? So whenever we write a code here, you remember when we were working on HTML, we usually after saving our changes, we go to our browser and then refresh the page. In our case here, we should go to the server and restart it again manually every time we save or make any changes and save them. But when we create this or add this node mon, this one will will restart the server automatically when we do any changes. Now, let's go to our index.js and start importing Express that we just downloaded. And to do so, we should type const Express equal require Express. Single quotes here, Express. And then finish our line as usual with a semicolon. I will start our server by doing this is like to const app equals Express. By this line, we started the server. Now, after I started my server, I'm gonna do something to make sure that everything is working properly, which is calling this function, which is app.get equals to slash, and then open a function, contains two arguments, which is request and response. And this means that whenever I go to my browser, which is here the browser, and which is here like the home page, I should send or I should show or show something to the user, which is the heading one home page. The request here is the REQ is the short of request, is when you want to grab something from the form, and the response in this case will be that you want to send something to the front end, which will be here in our case the home page or the heading home page. And now I will I'm gonna use the method listen and specify firstly the port the port that I want to use. Let's say I typed here 5,000, and you can add any number between 3,000 and up. And the second argument, I'm gonna call anonymous function, and all I want to do is to console.log and show the message that the server started on port 5,000. This message will appear here on the terminal. And instead of keeping this value as a fixed value, we can, here we have another way we can use it. So we can create a variable here 5,000, call it const and give it a value of 5,000, and then we call this, we replace the value 5,000 with this, sorry, in here we should add a $sign and then open a brackets. And then add the port inside it. Instead of this double quote, we make it a backtick, not single quote, backtick. Now let's make it. Let's try to check if everything is working properly. But before we start our experimenting, let's go. You remember that I told you that we downloaded, we installed node mode, because it will restart our server automatically whenever I do any changes inside my JS code. But how this one will happen? And we didn't call our script, or we didn't call the node moon inside our script. So we go to packages.json, and here in the script section under test, we type comma to make sure that we can add more line, and then type the start script and call node1 space index.js. Now, every time we do any changes to the index.js, the server will restart automatically. Let's save here. Make sure to save everything after you work on your project. Now, let's go to our terminal and type npm start. See, we got this message like the server started on port 5000, which is the message that is telling that we are doing everything correctly. Now, let's go to our browser, as I said, and type the localhost colon 5000, hit enter, and then you will be able to see the home page as we have in our code, which means that everything is working properly. In the next video, I'm going to create a database with you and then connect it with Node.js.